Give me a minute, folks. I'm going to share my screen. Do. And what I'm bringing up right now, folks, is the MFA Media Group. This is our new website. And back in July and in August, I was asked to head up this new endeavor with a fantastic group of people and formed a new corporation, a legitimate corporation. And it's March for America, MFA Media Group. And they wanted to form a news website, and they wanted me at the helm. I've been working very, very hard over the last couple of months to make all of this come about. We're actually looking at the the back end of the website here, where I could upload the articles and create the articles and videos. But the website's pretty much done. We're going to be tweaking some things here in the near future. The website address is www.mfamediagroup.com. And I'll go ahead and put it in the live chat. But this has given me an opportunity to get out there and start taking a very, very close look at what's happening around the world. And, now, look, I've never been a political person, but there are so many crazy things happening with politics around the world. I mean, right here in our own country, it's like a freaking a soap opera on a daily basis. And the same applies for many, many other countries. And these countries are being taken over. And that's a well-orchestrated plan, folks. And as you can see, I have a wide variety of articles I've been putting up here, and we're going to be adjusting the actual template, what you're seeing, so the thumbnails actually appear in full spread. But the articles go from, I found very interesting. I wrote up an article on a woolly mammoth bones, 130,000 years old, that were found over in England just recently by a road crew. I thought that was pretty damn interesting. We got Typhoon U2 getting ready to slam into the Mariana Islands. And we all know about the Hurricane Willa that is slamming into the western coast of Mexico. You've all heard about the Saudi Arabians chopping up Jamal Khashoggi in the Saudi Arabian consulate in Turkey. I mean, they chopped the guy up with a bone saw. And then we all hear about the migrants that are traveling. I'm going to go ahead and click on this. We all hear about all of this news. So, what I've been doing is I have really, really been digging into what's being produced and put out there in mainstream media. And I'm reporting on it. Now, not only do we have the brand new MFA Media Group website, we also have a new YouTube channel. And we are going to be broadcasting live quite a bit on the new YouTube channel. And you'll be able to view those live streams right here on our website. You don't even have to go to YouTube. Okay. We are actually in the process of setting up a real studio, not here in my home, a real news agency studio. I already have the massive green screen. MFA has donated and sent to me a beautiful brand new $3,000 professional camera, which, I had to learn. It shoots in 4K ultra high definition. We have a few pieces of equipment that we have to purchase, and I'm hoping that within the next month we can finish everything up with the new news and media studio. Now, as you can see right here across the menu, we have our home button, featured news, all news, and you have MFA Media Group on Facebook and on YouTube. And here's a link directly to Planet X News. And here's a direct link for my public figure page on Facebook. You also have a shop online store if you're interested in purchasing some of the MFA logoed apparel, such as shirts, sweatshirts, coffee mugs, things of that nature. And I'm sure we'll get some blowback. Oh, you're selling a shirt. Oh, you criminal. Oh, you a criminal because you're selling a shirt. I bet you don't go to Walmart and call them criminals when you have to go there and shop every week, do you? But, getting back to some of the mainline stories that are hitting our news airwaves on a daily basis now, and something that's very, very critical is this massive migration of all of these people coming from Central America. Now, folks, I want to touch on something here very quickly. If you don't remember, I told all of you 3 months ago that some of the information that I was uncovering throughout the beginning of the summer was showing me that our borders of this country are very, very unsecure. And just like what has happened in Europe, the invasion of these migrants, okay, they have destroyed the UK. If there's any of my brothers in here from the UK, listen, man, I stand with all of you. They have invaded Spain. They have invaded France. They have invaded Norway and Sweden. They are everywhere. And folks, if you don't remember, back in 2016 and in 2017, I warned all of you that eventually the civil unrest will begin. Now, it's happening right now. Countries are literally being taken over, and this is a well orchestrated plan, and it's going to get worse. Each and every day, it's going to get worse. Okay? So you have to pay very close attention to the information that you are absorbing. Again, don't just believe everything that you're seeing. Dig around a little bit for yourself. Okay? Now, this investigative article that I just uploaded, maybe 2 hours ago, this article was about this idiot from Univision TV, which is the largest Spanish television network in the world, and they're based out of Mexico. In my past career, working in high level marketing and advertising, I did a lot of business with Univision and their Miami office. I knew a lot of people from Univision, and they were a fantastic news organization. Now they've fallen apart, just like CNN, because all of these news agencies, NBC, CBS, ABC, CNN, all of these news agencies, they're all in the pockets of the billionaires, and namely George Soros. Okay, we've all talked about how the New World Order, these globalists, they own all of the media around the world. They own the production companies in Hollywood, everything. They own all of the newspapers. They own all of the radio stations. They own all of the news networks. Okay. I do watch a lot of Fox News. I like Fox News. They get to the point, and it doesn't seem like they've been bought out yet. Okay. They are critical of Donald Trump at some points in time, but I do believe in my heart, as I listen to them for at least 12 to 14 hours a day, I do respect their journalism. But this bozo right here, this Jorge Ramos from Univision, blatantly lies during a broadcast. He's down there with these migrants who are making their way from Honduras to Guatemala to the Mexican border. And he clearly tells these people, oh, there's no criminals. They're not terrorists, and they're just immigrants looking for a better life. But yet, when he goes and he tries to talk to this man, the guy covers his face. Then I'm watching this tweet video, and all of these people in the background are walking forward. And I'm not going to waste your time, showing it to you. You can click on it, watch it for yourself. But I start seeing people in this caravan that they sure as hell don't look like they're from Central America. So when Donald Trump tells you that there's all different kinds of people mixed in with these people, he's telling you the truth, because I just saw it with my own eyes. So our borders are about to be invaded, ladies and gentlemen. You better be prepared. If you don't have a way of protecting yourself, you better find one. Now, where I live, just south of the city of Pittsburgh, in the course of the last 4 months, Dr. Albers and I have seen a massive increase in people from Somalia right here in my neck of the woods. And I'm not just talking about a few, I'm talking about a whole bunch. Where'd they come from? How'd they get in this country? What are they doing? Well, I'll tell you what they're doing. Just 3 weeks ago at our local Walmart, a woman who was shopping felt very unsecure because a group of Somalian men were following her through the store. And then they cornered her in one aisle as she was picking out baby food. She put the baby food down and she got away from them, and she went directly to the dressing room area, and she started speaking with one of the Walmart employees and telling the lady to please call security. These men are following her and she feels very uneasy. The lady in the dressing room, the Walmart employee, had the sense of mind to call security immediately and watch these guys on camera. They immediately notified the local police department. The guys disappeared somewhere within the store. Then the lady decided, oh, okay, they must be gone. She walked back to the baby food aisle. She loaded up what she was going to purchase. And when she turned around, they blocked her in on both sides of the aisle, so she could not get out. Thank God, within minutes, the local police department was there, and they actually caught these men in the act of stalking this woman. What were they going to do with her once she got out to the parking lot? All of a sudden, here in the city of Pittsburgh, we have this major, huge human trafficking issue that has popped up over the course of the last 90 days. It's happening all over the United States, ladies and gentlemen. So, we just don't have problems in the skies above. Now we have big problems on the land under your feet. That is one of the main reasons why the folks from MFA Media Group wanted to put this website together. That is one of the reasons why they wanted me at the helm. And that's exactly what we are going to do. We are going to bring the truth out in media. and we are going to investigate mainstream news and stories that are out there. And I love it. I mean, I've been putting in 20 hours a day working on this project. And as they say, I'm all in. I am all in. I'll tell you the truth, we've been breaking stories that have not even yet hit mainstream media. Um, Actually, over the course of the last couple of days, I've actually broke a couple of stories and I haven't seen them on mainstream media for like 24 hours, but yet they were already up on MFA Media Group's website. This article here, explosive device found at George Soros's home. Somebody wanted to blow George up. So they put a massive package bomb in his mailbox, and his secretary actually got it. Old Georgie boy, he wasn't home at the time, and the FBI, they were able to detonate the device. When I posted this story on our MFA Media Group Facebook page, all of a sudden, a few trolls came out and they said this was fake news. Oh, really? This was fake news. Okay. Well, they apparently didn't read the article because I embedded a tweet from the FBI in New York. Oh, this is Chris Twatter's favorite group of alphabet soup agencies because he called the FBI on me and Dr. Albers, had them come to my house. But the FBI out of New York, well, they sent out a tweet. We are conducting an investigation at and around a residence in Bedford, New York. There is no threat to the public safety, and we have no further comment at this time. Okay, well, that address happens to be George Soros's house. And then there were helicopters flying over from news agencies, and you could see the FBI guys running around and blah blah blah. But whether this was set up by Mr. George Soros himself for some pity, or some nutcase actually tried to blow this guy up, you never know. But we are really trying to bring out the truth in a lot of mainstream stories that are happening out there. We have a whole host of space news, weather news. We will be doing some things on health and upkeep. But, weird things going on, folks, around the world. I'm going to be getting into some international news that's, it's going to be things that you definitely want to see and read about. But, this situation that's happening with this Jamal Khashoggi's killing and dismemberment, well, bingo, here you go, your breaking story. The Saudis planned Khashoggi's killing days before. The Turkish president went into his General Assembly and gave a whole entire speech of how they're uncovering this murder. And they finally found Jamal's body all chopped up in the garden of the I think it was the head of the consulate. Yeah, they chopped the guy up and they got him out of there, and they threw his body parts into the garden of the consulate. They even had a body double that they were using to show this man leaving the consulate. Yeah, here's the picture right here. That's Jamal. There's the body double. So the Turkish government has done a pretty good job of uncovering a lot of evidence in this story. Um, some more breaking news that we're getting into. And this had to do with the deep state, baby. The deep state unmasked for unmasked IRS officials, and they secretly recorded these bums from the IRS that work within the government, just flat out talking shit. This is how deep things are getting, folks. So, for me, it's not about uncovering more information on Planet X. Dr. Albers and I have proved beyond a shadow of a doubt what is lurking out there by our sun. Now you have governments around the world that are scrambling to cover up all kinds of things that they have done and what they're about to do. And if we don't keep our eyes and our ears open and we do not continue to share information, it is going to be detrimental to our society and our survival. It's just that plain and simple. I'm not fear mongering here. I'm giving you the hardcore truth. We are now living in some very, very risky times. And just because you live in some quiet little town and you don't think that none of this is going to be coming to your front door, you better think again. You better think again. And it is now time for people in this country to start standing up, banding together, sharing this information, and taking the opportunity, every opportunity, to wake people up. Wake people up. Me, listen, if you don't want to be friends with me anymore, I am not going to lose any sleep over it. When I tell people what's happening, when they ask me questions, they don't look at me like I'm nuts, but they do look at me like, wow, where have I been? How come I haven't heard about all of this? It's because you're not paying attention to what's happening. You folks need to read the articles. You need to ingest all of the information as much as possible. It's basically a learning process. I do it every single day, and so does Dr. Albers. And you need to share the articles on social media. Okay? Who cares what your coworker thinks that you're friends with on Facebook because you're sharing some outrageous article? Well, it may be outrageous to them because they don't know anything about it. But eventually, somebody's going to see the articles or the videos. They're going to click on it and they're going to watch it or they're going to read it. And then they're going to start asking questions. That's what it's all about. That is the awakening process as I see it. Dr. Albers, what do you think? I hope I didn't put you to sleep.
No, not at all. It's very interesting, all this that's going on. It's not what I usually deal with, what's happening in government. Of course, I keep up. I know very strange things are happening. And I know what's happening in Europe. I know it does look like it's the same thing that is about to happen here. These are like immigrants, basically, like the ones that invaded Europe and caused all the trouble. So obviously they mean for these people to start causing just that kind of trouble, and it's horrible.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's going to be some hell to pay. I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the description box for our Facebook page and also our website. If you just give me a second. And yeah, we have a really nice Facebook page, professionally designed, and we don't share a bunch of junk on here. The only articles that are shared over here on the MFA Facebook page are the articles that we are writing. And again, folks, you can share those directly from the website. There's little share buttons here, and it just takes a couple of clicks. There you go. Bingo, share the article. You can share it to Twitter. You can share it to Facebook. copy the link, do whatever you need to do, but get the information out here. I have been working religiously, and this is no lie, 20 hours a day, writing up the articles, doing the research, and you could see everything is right here. And folks, if you're already on social media, do me a favor, do everybody else a favor. Click on the share button and share it. I mean, you're clicking and posting and clicking and posting anyways. So do us a favor and definitely help us out. I have a public figure page also, and I'll put a link in the live chat also. And my public figure page has grown to over 10,000 followers. If you see here, just this week alone, 86,000 video views on my public figure page. That's more than what I get on the Planet X News YouTube channel because YouTube censors me. And you could see just this week alone, what day is today, Dr. Albers? Tuesday?
Yes, Tuesday.
Yeah. So 160,000 posts reached on my public figure page. And all of the information on here is pretty good stuff. I mean, it's all out there. I'm sharing all of the information that I'm finding, and you guys also can share this information. Leave some comments, do whatever you guys need to do, but help me out, help us out, and help others out. I'm going to go ahead and I'll drop this in here. And follow the public figure page. Follow the MFA Media Group page. Bookmark our website, and I will put the link for our YouTube channel in there. Just give me a little second here. I haven't done too much with the YouTube channel yet. There's some news briefs on there. There is some information on here. And we're going to be building the YouTube channel very, very soon. So if you guys can, subscribe, set your notifications up, and it'd be a big help. That way we all keep ourselves in tune with what's going on. Planet X News is not going anywhere. I still do my daily research. Trust me, folks, I'm up at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, starting my day. And again, it's a 20-hour day every single day because I'm dedicated, 100% dedicated to what I do. I don't care what people say about me. I don't. Because I know when I wake up every day, I know who I am and I know what I do. And this is obviously the calling that has been bestowed upon me at this point in my life. And there is no turning back. Like I've said, I'm all in. I am all in. What about you, Dr. Albers?
Yeah, of course. I plan to keep showing the truth. That's what it's all about for me. It's about the truth. And I've been wanting to know what the truth is about what's going on in the solar system, how the universe really works. And these observations of these objects have actually given me that opportunity, even though they are actually causing a lot of trouble in the solar system and for our planet. The observations of what they are doing, how they are interacting with the sun, has shown me how the universe really works. And it's totally different from what I had been taught. Totally different. Sometimes the exact opposite.
Yeah, I find myself flashing back to ninth grade Earth space science. and I think to myself, wow, if my teacher, her name was Miss Melissus, wow, and she was a hardcore Earth space science teacher. She was very, very tough. And if she was only alive today to see what is happening, wow, she's probably, turning over in her grave at this point. One other thing, real quick. Where's my share button? Share screen. One other quick little thing. We're going to jump over here to Planet X News, our website, and it's www.planetxnews.org. .org, not .net.com. It's .org. I'll leave a link here in the live chat real quick. Dr. Albers, what did you think about this story that I came up with, this dust storm? I actually made a mistake here. It's supposed to be creates. I forgot the E. I forgot to adjust it in the blogger, but it's a dust storm creates amazing red sunrise in Alexander Bay, South Africa, your neck of the woods.
Yes, I know. Well, this, as far as I know, has never happened here before. This color, as you can see, everything, the whole lighting became this color. This is not just dust. Dust moves in clouds. What you have is an illumination. There was obviously dust coming in, but the illumination from above became this orangey red color. That means that the only color illuminating the atmosphere in this region was this color. And the dust, I've been talking a lot about the stellar core dust that keeps coming into our atmosphere. And here we are, we have evidence that dust came into the atmosphere at this time. The illumination is not natural. It's not even natural for the sun simulator to illuminate our atmosphere in this way. And what usually happens when this amount of dust comes in is actually the simulators fail because they're in the atmosphere and the dust fails and they stop illuminating the planet. So this could have been an object that approached our planet. A lot of dust came in with it, a lot of debris. And this object was emitting this light, this reddish light, and that's what illuminated the atmosphere below. And so often the two things happen together, the dust and then an object above that provides its own illumination. It happened with Hurricane Michael, where there was those pink clouds in the sky. And there was a lot of dust, obviously, because those clouds were luminescent.
Yeah, that'd be pretty scary to walk outside.
Yeah, it's definitely not natural. And what it implies is scary as well, because it implies that these objects are approaching our planet.
Yeah, and we keep seeing flooding disaster after flooding disaster after flooding disaster. Oh my God, what has happened in southern Italy, what has happened in Spain, what has happened in France, what has happened in Bulgaria, what has happened in Indonesia, what has happened in India. Folks, just what was it, last week? Like all of Wales, in the UK. It looked like one of the Great Lakes here in the United States. And just today, national disaster declared in Trinidad and Tobago after widespread floods. Listen, this was really, really bad. And this was a really good story that I put up on the Planet X News website yesterday. And we're going to go ahead and jump into this. Okay, folks. I want you to take a good, hardcore look at that ship. Dr. Albers.
That's a next radar station on the ship. And of course, that's what they use to steer their artificial storms.
And what do they use that big, gigantic dome for? What are they shooting up into the sky?
It's radio waves, basically. They use it to, it's radar. A radar is radio waves. So they emit radio waves, intense radio waves with this thing. And what they do is they warm up the atmosphere, and with the chemtrails, which is basically cloud seeding, and basically these radio waves, as they warm up the atmosphere, cause huge amounts of cloud formation. And so they create storms with it, and then they steer them with these radio waves.
Yeah, so folks, if you're ever watching radar from a satellite and you see these little white puffs coming up out of the ocean, where the hell is that coming from? And this article goes into talking about whether weapons are real, and they have a treaty between countries to regulate them. And a lot of these countries are involved in the weather modification. Do you all understand that? Okay. There is a whole conglomerate of countries involved in this. This is one of the best pictures I've seen of one of these ships. Absolutely incredible. And again, this is all available on the planetxnews.org website. I want to pan down here just a little bit more. Hurricane Willa, Category 5, getting ready to, well, I think it already is blasting into the Puerto Vallarta region or the Acapulco region of Mexico. That hurricane will be destroyed by the mountains, but it has sucked up a tremendous amount of water, and you are going to see widespread devastation throughout the central region of Mexico, and then it is going to get right into Texas. If you take a look at the path of the storm right here, it's going to be heading into this whole region along the Gulf of Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, and then guess where it's going to go? Let me pan down here real quick. All of the models are bringing it directly over Texas. No matter which way you slice the pie, they're going to get hammered. But in the other future models, it's taking all of this precipitation, all of this water directly over Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia, and then up into the east coast of the United States. So what just happened with Hurricane Michael? The lands are saturated. And here comes another drenching system. Folks, if you don't think this is weather modification, you better think again. You better think again. All of these storms in the South Pacific that have formed, it has been absolutely one after the other. And we don't usually see that that often in the South Pacific, these cyclones forming one after the other, one after the other. It's been a very, very active year. Just as I said in the beginning of the year, watch out for this hurricane season. It is going to be disastrous. And then, a couple of days ago, or was it just yesterday, I put this article out about this massive, bizarre shaped rectangled iceberg that was spotted by NASA near the Larsen C ice shelf. Look at that. Come on.
Well, with those
Look how
straight
that's cut
lines,
out.
I would say it was artificial. It was cut by somebody.
I mean, I don't know
Those are too straight. I mean, it's the angles are 90 degrees. How does a block of ice form with 90-degree angle corners?
that thing's huge.
That's
It's
not
massive.
possible, Scott, unless somebody actually did something to cut it. In other words, or artificially cut out of something.
Yeah, I mean, they
The
do it
ice
with
shelf.
rock. I mean, that is
Yeah.
just the most bizarre
Yeah,
thing
that's
I've ever
just not
seen.
normal. Definitely not.
Yeah, yeah, there's no doubt. But folks, this is what I'm saying. I do my best to get some really, really great information out there for all of you. And again, you got a share button here. Share it to Facebook, share it to Twitter, whatever you want to do. You can copy the link. And if you guys want to do your own video stories, I mean, I'm giving you the platform to do it. You can click on one of these links and you can do a video and share the information that way. Australia getting hammered by severe thunderstorms, large hail, and heavy rainfall. Southeastern Australia. Now, they're moving into their summertime as we move into their wintertime. So for the last 2 years, Australia has been inundated with these massive heat waves. This year, I think it's going to be the same, and it's going to be worse than it was the last 2 years. So for any of our Aussies that are listening, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And this was another article from yesterday. I was keeping updated on the threat of Hurricane Willa getting ready to pound into Mexico. And then I broke this story before anybody even had it out because I had just woke up 5 minutes after that magnitude 6.8 earthquake struck in the Cascadian subduction zone right off the coast of Vancouver Island. And folks, let me tell you something. I don't know how in the hell this did not create a tsunami, but it didn't. But I can guarantee you this much. Anybody that lives in that region, they had to be scared shitless because they know if you live in the Pacific Northwest, you know about Cascadia. You know the threat and the danger level living right there. And this was just not one earthquake. This was a series of multiple earthquakes. Magnitude 6.6, 6.8, 6.5, 4.9. I mean, they just kept ringing off one after the other. And look at the location. Look at that. And this inlet, folks, there are so many people. The city of Seattle, that tsunami, if it occurred, would have washed right in that inlet. And all of those people would have been in some serious trouble. Okay. And you see, this happened at 10:39 p.m. Pacific time. People were asleep, people were getting ready for bed, people were relaxing, and the next thing you know, wow, this is happening. So, like I said, there's so much occurring around the world. I mean, it's absolutely insane. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with. I'm going to go ahead and put the link for the website in the live chat. And also, real quick, Dr. Albers has her own website, and a lot of the same articles are up there. And I'm going to go ahead and put that in the live chat for everybody, so you guys can bookmark it, and you can follow it. And Dr. Albers isn't on Facebook. She doesn't like Facebook. I don't blame her. And I'll stop sharing my camera. So what do you think about all that, Dr. Albers?
It's
There's
very
a
interesting
whole
stuff.
shitload of things
Yeah,
happening.
lots of things happening.
Yeah.
I think it's difficult. It must be difficult to keep up with it all, but I know you're trying.
Now you know why I'm getting migraines.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, folks. We are also under the threat of a geomagnetic storm that is coming our way. I believe in the next couple of days, we're going to be getting some pretty intense high energy coming from the sun. I know a lot of people have been complaining about these headaches that are just coming out of the blue. I think that I'm probably sensitive to this interaction because I've been watching this very closely now for the last 2 years. I've never had headaches like I have now. And even though, my work schedule was a little bit longer, but I've still always worked very, very long hours, traveled a lot, put myself through hell within my career, never had headaches. Maybe when I drank a whole bottle of Jack Daniels, I did have a bad headache for 2 days. But I don't drink anymore and haven't drank in 2 years. But yeah, I've been charting and watching every time we have these really strong geomagnetic storms hitting the earth. Man, I have a blasting headache for 2 straight days to the point where it nauseates me. And I have a lot of people sending me emails lately complaining about the same thing. And I know Dr. Albers has done several reports on these heavily charged particles interacting with the human body. Dr. Albers, you want to touch on that for a second? Because that was very interesting what you came up with.
Well, I did write an article about whether the human body, I'm going to follow it up with another one, whether the human body can feel the effects of these stellar cores coming in. Because, the stellar cores were causing the CMEs anyway. That was obvious from watching what was going on with the SDO images. And I've written an article about that, showing that the stellar cores, they go past the sun, they create the CME. And then as they come towards the Earth, they bring the CME material with them. So that's when the magnetosphere gets hit, basically. It's when the stellar cores come towards the Earth. So what we are feeling, and these effects that we are feeling, and when these objects come close to the Earth, is we're feeling gravitational anomalies. And the gravitational anomaly can be felt by the human body. So for instance, if you're in water, you feel yourself becoming more buoyant. And because your body is made out of water, and the water actually changes density as the gravitational anomaly passes by, you will find yourself suddenly, your blood becomes less dense, so it feels like you have more blood in your body, and then it passes, and then suddenly it seems like you have less blood. So what happens? Blood rushes to your brain, blood leaves your brain. The body cannot cope very well with all these continuous changes. So you end up very stressed and with headaches and things like that, basically.
Yeah, there's no doubt, folks. I've been telling people for the last couple of years to try to stay out of the sun, this sun simulator, because we are being pelted with very, very high levels of ultraviolet radiation. Mr. MBB333 and BP Earthwatch, they've done a fantastic job over the last 2 years charting these levels of UV rays. But I'm going to tell you the truth. I try to limit myself going outside. As of lately, if I'm outside for more than an hour, I can't even explain it other than to say that I start getting that mild headache. My sinus passage starts burning, and it's crazy. It's driving me nuts. Now, every time I go outside, the damn chemtrails are out there. They're chemtrailing the living hell out of the sky. Just the other day, I did a short video documenting these chemtrails and what Dr. Albers and I were actually witnessing once again. And for those idiots out there that say chemtrails are fake, chemtrails don't exist, listen, man, if you say that, you just need to step out in front of a bus. Hopefully the bus is going about 60 miles an hour, okay? And you don't suffer. But I'm telling you, chemtrails are real. There is massive, massive information out there proving it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Okay. Now, the latest video that I did on chemtrails, We were videotaping these planes crisscrossing, spraying, and the rate of speed that these planes travel is crazy. It is way faster than a jumbo jet, way faster. And then, as we were filming these chemtrail planes streaking across the sky, blurting out the sun and the sun simulator, what comes by at a little bit of a lower altitude? Yes, a passenger jet airliner, just going slowly across the sky. And guess what was coming out of the back of it? Nothing. Nothing. No contrail, no chemtrail, just a passenger jet plane. So, what made that plane any different than the 5 chemtrail planes that were crisscrossing the sky? Go back through my YouTube videos from this past week. Check it out for yourself. Remember, folks, seeing is believing. That was a pure observation. That was no lie. And what did the little what did the little chemtrail trolls come out and say? Oh, chemtrails are fake. That's
well, of
all
course
you
they
got?
do, Scott, because they lie all the time.
But I mean, come on, man. Is that all that you have? Is to sit there and say, like a little 5-year-old kid, oh, that's fake. Oh, they're not real. That's all you have. But yet we have documented evidence. Oh boy, do we have documented evidence. Dr. Albers, why don't you hold up the book that we wrote on chemtrails?
Oh, yes, we have a book on chemtrails. We have books on, where's the book on chemtrails?
We just wrote our 9th book. And
here it is. Here it is.
Yeah. The Silent Killer, baby. Right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that goes into some pretty specific detail.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah. And when the FBI came to our house, this was one of the first books that they mentioned that was causing some problems.
That's the UVC radiation. That's the article on UVC radiation, that the amount of UVC radiation reaching the surface of our planet is now more than what it was several years ago that NASA measured above our atmosphere. So in other words, it cannot be coming from the sun, because if the sun, when it was still working, was not producing enough UVC radiation that was reaching the top of our atmosphere, that is going through before the ozone layer. So it's impossible that the UVC radiation that's reaching the ground right now could possibly be coming from the sun.
And our latest book, we just published it last Sunday. We haven't received our copy of it yet, but it is about the weather modification and the total destruction which occurred with Hurricane Michael. And it's about 100 pages and very, very detailed information from Dr. Albers and myself, and a lot of information that came directly from ground level. A lot of the reporting that went on pertaining to Hurricane Michael, pictures showing the destruction and the flooding, and I got to say, folks, what I deal with on a daily basis, none of it is happy. None of it brings a smile to my face. 99% of it is very disheartening, because I see the pain and the agony in these people having lost everything that they own. And this is starting to occur in my neck of the woods. We're having major problems here in the Pittsburgh area and southwestern Pennsylvania with landslides, and the earth just literally cracking open. Houses $400, $500, $600,000 houses falling over the hillsides. Rain saturation, somewhat. But you know what? Those houses have been sitting up there for a long time. Just recently, a beautiful development called Majestic Hills. I actually worked on the project, I think it was probably about 6 years ago. And beautiful, beautiful homes starting out at $350,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000. They literally had to condemn the houses, move the people out, and start destroying the houses with excavators and knocking them down because they were falling over the hillside. And it's about a 300-foot drop down to the main road. Last year, this started to occur in the Pittsburgh area. Literally, a lady walked out of her front door to get in a taxi cab, and all of a sudden they heard this big rumble, and she turned around and she looked, and her house was gone. It fell over the hillside over on the south side in the city of Pittsburgh. This is happening all over the place. Just earlier today, I believe it was today, a massive landslide, I believe it was in Mexico, wiped out a whole bunch of houses. Well, we saw the devastation, what happened in Japan with that big earthquake. Massive hillsides just barreling down and wiping houses out. So, folks, that's what I'm trying to say. If you think that none of this is ever going to affect you and where you live, you better think again. You better think again. Because it's happening all over the world, everywhere. It's incredible. It is an amazing time to be alive, but it's also a very scary time to be alive. I would urge each and every one of you to please form some type of, security plan with your family. If you have a wife and kids and, elderly parents and whatever, try to get these folks together and try to formulate some type of emergency plan and have some type of supplies available. Excuse me. You could go get yourself one of these little LED lanterns. I bought this one. I bought this one at Walmart for like $20. It's got a bunch of little LED lights in it. It simply closes. You could hang it. It runs on a couple of AA batteries. And I've had this thing for about a year now. It just slides open. Hey, at least you got some light. And like Chris Potter, his last video that he did inside of his junky car at nighttime with the light on, he was going, hey, look here, Dr. Flapple Doodle. Here's the sun simulator. Okay, so that just shows you his educational level as a temporary secretary. That's what he does. But folks, having some form of lighting, very, very key. Having that water supply. Listen, most definitely make sure you guys have some gallons of water put away somewhere. I mean, Dr. Albers and I, we have 20 gallons of fresh distilled water that we distilled ourselves. We didn't buy it from the store. We have an on-counter Berkey water purification system. You could take it anywhere you want. You could dump river water into it, and within 10 minutes, you have purified water. Berkey makes one of the best out there. Just go ahead and Google it, Berkey water filters. They come in all different varieties. You could pick it up. It's no bigger than that, and I think it holds about 1.5 gallons of water, and you take that thing anywhere with you. And at least if you have some source of water that's not purified, you can put it into the Berkey filter it, and have drinking water. Food, folks, you got to have food. Maybe get that bug out bin, buy a large bin at Walmart, pack it with canned goods, things that, hey, you never know. You know, just think how you feel when your electricity goes out. We just had a power outage here in my neighborhood, I think 2 or 3 days ago, because we had really, really high winds that came out of nowhere. They started knocking trees down, knocking limbs down. They hit the power lines. The cable goes out, the internet goes out, and your power goes out. So just think how you're already freaking out. Oh, I can't get on Facebook. Oh, I don't have no cable. And I got no electricity. Well, guess what? If you have electric heat and it's wintertime, guess what? You don't have heat. So, folks, start thinking of these things. We are now moving into another phase of what's happening to this planet, what's happening to our society, what's happening to our state, what is happening to our country. You can see it. You don't need me to preach this to you because you're all seeing it, you're all hearing it, and you're all experiencing it. Okay? But we do need to wake others up. Don't be shy about talking about these things that are happening. If somebody doesn't want to listen, walk away, move on, because you know what? Eventually, there will be somebody that will open their eyes and their ears, and they will listen and they will see. They will see. Dr. Albers, you have anything to add before we end our live stream?
Well, as usual, I like to say that we living through bad times, and it's a good time to call on our Creator and ask for His help and get to know Him. I think at a time like this, it's better to grow spiritually, look to our spiritual health. That's what we need at this time. We need to feed our spirits, because usually what we can do with our minds is not enough.
Yeah, I wish I could do more with my mind. Like pick those Powerball numbers. Man, what about that, folks? That's kind of crazy. Powerball, mega Powerball, like $1.6 billion. Man, listen, whatever you do, don't ever give me access to that kind of money. Because I will put together one hell of an anti-troll mission. I will rid the world of trolls with my lottery billions.
I don't think you'll be able to. I think there are too many of them.
Oh, if you think I'd be wasting my money, my billions of dollars on trolls, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'd have me one hell of a Harley collection and one hell of a muscle car collection. I'd have to have a garage the size of a mega Walmart, because that would be my passion. But listen, folks, we're going to go ahead and end this live stream. I hope that you are able to take a little something away from what we've talked about. I know we've talked about quite a bit here tonight. And please make sure that you stay tuned to Planet X News. Share our YouTube channels with your friends and your family members. Share our videos. Start following and bookmarking the MFA Media Group on Facebook and our new website. Guys, ladies, stay tuned. Stay tuned. That's all I have to say, because things are going to get really, really interesting, and it's not even winter time. We're going to be looking at some very, very, very severe weather that's going to be rolling through the United States and other countries this upcoming winter. Mark my words. I say that all the time. Listen to what I'm saying. It is now time to prepare yourself for whatever is about to come. Because when you're unprepared, you're like, oh shit, what am I going to do now? Listen, folks, I'm going to cut out of here and get some other work done. And I'd like to thank Dr. Albers for being with us tonight, giving us a lot of her professional input. And folks, please stay safe out there and keep in touch with Planet X News and our new MFA Media Group. This is Scott Cione, Dr. Claudia Albers signing off. Take care, folks. Be safe.